Puan Sri Dato' Ammar Hajah Jumaini, Tuan-Tuanku Haji Bujang, the Honourable Tan Sri Dato' Ammar Haji Muhammad Asfia bin Awang Nasa, the Speaker of Sarawak Legislative Assembly, and Yang Berbahagia Dato' Hajah Fatimah binti Haji Muhammad Iskandar, Honourable Deputy Ministers, Mr. Kim Ji-sung, the Director General, International Information and Networking Center for Intangible Cultural Heritage in the Asia-Pacific region under the auspices of UNESCO, or in short, INCHCAP. Mr. Marzuki bin Tambi, the President of Malaysia Art and Cultural Practitioners Association, or MICPA. Distinguished guests, foreign delegates representing partners organization of the InchLink initiative from 12 countries that are also in Kuching to be in this function tonight. Members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I would like to start by stating how very pleased I am to be here tonight in the presence of our esteemed guests, especially our Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak, and how grateful I am that you are able to attend these festivities. It is a relief that COVID restrictions have somewhat loosened, or this event would likely be quite impossible to be executed. Kuching City is incredibly honored to be hosting the inaugural ICH Humanity and Community Award. We are a small dot on the equator, so as to be the focal point and launching pad for this award in the Asia Pacific is surely going into the history book for us. That being said, tonight we are here to celebrate those who have made an outstanding contribution to the development and sustainability of intangible cultural heritage in Malaysia, in particular in Sarawak. The concept of ICH has existed for some time, but many aren't aware of its importance. We want to develop this awareness and appreciation for ICH in Malaysia, not only among the public, but also in organizations that may have some access or contact with forms of ICH, or intangible cultural heritage. We want the general public and communities to know that our ICH is something to be treasured, something to be safeguarded. In this sense, ICH Award presents itself as a way to introduce and highlight the concept and importance of safeguarding ICH to the community. Yang Amat Berhormat Premier of Sarawak, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Songket. Songket was inscribed as an intangible cultural heritage by UNESCO in the year 2021. It's a familiar type of material, familiar type of fabric to all Malaysians. For the most part, the production of Songket is better highlighted in the West Malaysian state of Kelantan and Terengganu. So we are very proud to say that we have many Songket practitioners in Sarawak, making Sarawak Songket a style of Songket that is intrinsic to this East Malaysian state. That being said, what do most people think of when you mention Songket? To most, Songket is just a beautifully woven cloth with gold or silver thread. As you can see, the sarong that I'm wearing tonight. Most people aren't aware that Songket has its own set of patterns, or that those patterns are seen in Songket styles across the region. This then tells us historically, Songket is not an art form practiced only in Malaysia. Though we might not know exactly who first created Songket, we do know that the art is practiced and utilized by people from different parts of different areas of the Nusantara or Southeast Asian region. With that in mind, the need to preserve and safeguard those original Songket motifs, element, and design which have been passed down through generations come to the forefront. And this is where the safeguarding of intangible cultural heritage in UNESCO's Convention 2003 steps in. Yang amat berhormat, ladies and gentlemen, in Malaysia, Songket motifs and elements can be inventorized as ICH. This will help ensure that the original form remain identifiable. As an inventoried intangible cultural heritage, a Songket motif like pucuk rebung will always be identifiable as pucuk rebung, no matter how it may be incorporated into a digital design or textile pattern. We'll be able to safeguard its history and cultural value, so its origin will not lose with derivatives and variations. Not only that, but because Songket is seen across different regions, its existence can promote and help develop intercultural dialogue, which then encourages mutual respect for different cultures. This ultimately is one of the benefits of having ICH in the first place. It allows us as a people to be cognizant that we aren't so different from each other, no matter where we come from. With the ICH Community Award, we celebrate and recognize those who continue to practice the art of Songket locally. Hopefully, we will instill awareness and inculcate interest in future generations to learn about the making of Songket, to appreciate its cultural value and preserve it as a heritage. I would like to personally congratulate the recipients of the ICH Community Award. We want you to know that your efforts are seen and appreciated. We encourage you to inspire those around you, and in particular, the younger generation, to take on the art of Songket making and to keep doing what you can do best. Again, Right Honorable Premier of Sarawak, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your presence tonight, and I wish you an enjoyable evening. Thank you.
Terima kasih Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri. Itulah dia ya, kita harap generasi-generasi akan datang dapat, kata orang, nyambut warisan kebudayaan tidak ketara kita. Okey, warisan Songket kita, kata orang 100 tahun akan datang pun masih ada juga Songket kita, Songket Sarawak.
I just realized that I've got some Songket as well on my samping here. So it's something that's very interesting. Sometimes I don't realize it, but in our costumes, like for me, being Melanau, this is something new. Because of tonight, I have to dress up.
Ya betul, dan sebenarnya tetamu-tetamu kita yang hadir pada malam ini, saya pun rasa sangat berbangga dan cukup bertuah sekali ya. Dan saya rasa pertama kali saya melihat yang mana ramai yang memakaikan kostum pakaian tradisional, ada yang berpakaian segak, tampan, penuh. Jadi apa kata kita berikan tepukanlah untuk
Yes, you all
anda
look really
yang
handsome and
hadir pada
beautiful
malam
tonight.
ini, cantik-cantik. Dan saya sendiri pun bertuah merasakan dapat melihat songket yang asli daripada penggiat-penggiat kita yang hadir pada malam ini.
Well, talking about good looks and beauty, up next we've got a duet performance on stage.
Ya, betul.
Ladies and
Orangnya-
gentlemen, I met this gentleman who is from the African continent, from the nation of Nigeria, but he has called Sarawak his home for over the last 6 years.
Ya, betul.
And his name is Michael King. And Michael is performing tonight with...
Dewi Liana Sariesta, orangnya tinggi lampai. Hadirin dan hadiran sekalian, terimalah gabungan Michael King dan Dewi Liana Sariesta.
Give it up for Michael King and Dewi Liana.
Suara mereka cukup mantap. Saya rasa boleh sampai dekat waterfront.
I can't imagine if every time we prayed it was like that. That song's called The Prayer, by the way.
Sampai.
It goes all the way until the waterfront. I thought you said Kampung Boyan yesterday.
Baiklah, baiklah.
Well, anyway, like I said earlier on, Michael comes from one side of the planet Earth, and Dewi was actually our Miss Malaysia World in 2014.
Yeah,
so she's
betul.
represented Sarawak and also Malaysia at the international stage. And now it gives us great pleasure to have our guests, our international guest representing ISHCAP. Can we put our hands together for his congratulatory remarks? We invite right now the Director General, Mr. Kim Ji-sung from ISHCAP, for his speech.
Selamat sejahtera. Greetings to all. This is Kim Ji-sung, Director General of ISHCAP. I would like to send my sincere appreciation for inviting me to the Intangible Heritage Humanity and Community Awards organized by the State Government of Sarawak. I would like to extend my special thanks to YAB, Datu, Patingi, Tan, Sri, Abang, Haji, Abdul, Taman, Jo, Ari, Bin, Tun, Datung, Abang, Haji Openg, the Premier of Sarawak. And to YB, Datu, Sri, Haji, Abdul, Karim, Laman, Hamza, the Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, Sarawak, for inviting us to this beautiful city of Kuching. I would also like to thank our partner organization, the Malaysia Arts and Cultural Practitioners Association, for your hard efforts to make his event done. It's even more meaningful as it is the first overseas event I have attended in about 2 years and a half since COVID-19 went global in early 2020. Thank you for your warm welcome with traditional Malaysian performances, and I especially enjoyed Songke that ISHCAP captured on screen through the ICH video production project. I want to ask a question to all of us here today. Can living heritage survive without a community? Can intangible cultural heritage safeguarding activities be carried out properly without state intervention? Social, economic, and cultural structural changes caused by urbanization, rural-urban migration, and the dispersal of kinship and familiar groups have rendered today's communities unable to fully embrace their ICH heritage in an organic way, unlike traditional small communities. For this reason, raising awareness and making conscious efforts by policymakers are more important than ever, along with government agencies providing various types of support for intangible cultural heritage to be living heritage. I have learned that the state government of Sarawak is trying very hard to establish an intangible cultural heritage center. Intangible cultural heritage safeguarding has advanced significantly since Korea established the NIHC, the National Intangible Heritage Center, which is the first complex administrative institution in our country. Therefore, it is hoped that Malaysia will soon have its own ICH Center. On the other hand, in order for intangible cultural heritage to express itself as a living heritage, it needs active involvement from the community or communities that bear it and practice it. This is why UNESCO encourages community participation at all stages of the nomination process. The identification of elements, the preparation of the nomination, elaboration and the implementation of safeguarding measures, and so on. Sustainable ICH safeguarding can only be achieved when support from government agencies and community transmission efforts coexist. I'm very impressed by the harmonious efforts the government and the community put into practicing and transmitting intangible cultural heritage in Sarawak. It is a great honor to award two government officials who are leading the intangible heritage development and safeguarding initiatives today, and to meet various communities transmitting intangible cultural heritage. Not to forget, a special recognition to Tatin Patingi for her dedication and initiative on innovation and promotion of Songket, Sarawak. Also present today are officials from government and cultural institutions involved in safeguarding ICH in the Asia-Pacific region. I believe that Malaysia's effort to safeguard its intangible cultural heritage inspire those attending. Terima kasih.
Kamsahamnida, Mr. Kim. Thank you, Mr. Kim, for your speech. Baiklah, hadirin dan hadiran sekalian, kita teruskan lagi acara pada malam ini. Dan kalau tadi kita dah mendengar ya lontaran vokal daripada Miss World Malaysia 2014 kita bergandingan dengan teman duetnya, dan sekali lagi lah saya rasa macam si puas sekejap. Sebabnya tadi sampai ke waterfront. Si cukup nyamuk sampai ke Kampung Bintangor.
Wow. I know where Kampung Bintangor is, and it's not in Bintangor.
Bukan. Dekat Satok.
But I understand that now her duet is with someone she loves very much.
Ya, betul.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, earlier on we saw Dewi and Michael perform, and this time we're going to meet the man who is so multi-talented, and he's the one who brought her into this world. Ladies and gentlemen, performing the song All I Ask of You from the musical Phantom of the Opera. Put your hands together for Dewi Liana and Yudi Sariesta.
Forget is what I feel. I'm here, nothing can hide me. My world will warm and calm you. Let me be your friend. Let daylight dry your tears. I'm here with you beside you, to guard you and to guide you.
Promise me that
That's all I ask of you.
Share with me each now and always. Turn my head with talk of summertime.
Stay with me
Each night, each morning, say you love me.
You know I do.
Love me, that's all I ask of
Anywhere you go, I will go too. Love me, that's all I ask of you.
Itu dia gabungan suara anak dan juga ayah. Bagus sekali ya suaranya, merinding tadi bulu romaku bila mendengar mereka mengeluarkan aura suaranya.
Why do you have an Indonesian accent now?
Sebab ada Pak Yudi atas sana, jadi saya
Oh,
harus
Pak
juga.
Yudi di atas
Iya,
sana.
iya, karena bapaknya juga ialah guru vokal.
Guru vokal.
Iya,
Are you one of
harus.
his students?
Nak?
No? You want to be one. Well, without further ado, the song earlier on was All I Ask of You. And now, all that we would like to ask of you, our distinguished guests, is to allow us the utmost honor and pleasure to invite on stage for his speech. Put your hands together right now for the Right Honorable Premier of Sarawak.
Terima kasih saudara pengacara majlis. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat petang dan salam sejahtera serta salam Sarawakku sayang. Yang berhormatan Sri Dato' Amar Haji Muhammad Asfia Wang Nasar, Speaker Dewan Undangan Negeri Sarawak, serta yang berbahagia Dato' Hajah Fatimah binti Haji Muhammad Iskandar. Yang berhormat Saudara Datuk Seri Haji Abdul Karim Hamzah, Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry dan Performing Art, serta yang berbahagia Datin Seri Hazah Zuraini binti Abdul Jabbar. Yang berhormat Timbalan Menteri, berbahagia Mr. Kim Ji Sung, Director General, International Information and Networking Center for Intangible Cultural Heritage in the Asia Pacific region under the auspices of UNESCO. Berbahagia Encik Mazuki bin Tambi, President of Malaysia's Art and Cultural Practitioners Association, MECPA, Deputi Jemputan, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang saya hormati sekalian. Pertama, saya ingin nak mengucap setinggi penghargaan dan terima kasih kepada pihak kementerian kita, iaitu Pelancongan, Kreatif Industri dan Performing Art, bersama-sama dengan pihak MECPA, kerana menyebut saya pada malam ini dan seterusnya bersama-sama untuk melancar Inaugural Award yang ditajakan oleh pihak INCH Inch Cap. Tersasul juga saya nak nyebut nama tu. Well, it is my pleasure to be a part of this intangible cultural heritage, humanity, and community awards. I would like to welcome all the delegates to Sarawak, especially the Director General, Mr. Kim Yusung. I know it's very difficult for you to pronounce my name. My name is quite long, but it's part of the cultural heritage that I read. And Sarawak is very honored to be the first to host these awards. This award has been brought into existence with a noble objective of encouraging those who practice forms of intangible cultural heritages like Songket Sarawak, so that they may be able to sustain and refine their practices. And this award presents an opportunity for us to brand an ICH like Songket Sarawak, so that it may be recognized at the global level. Tadi Datuk Karim ada menyentuh mengenai desain Songket. Dia kata mesti ada pucuk rebung. And I was asking my wife. My wife say beside pucuk rebung, there's also bunga melur and cempaka. I do not know how to design it, but my wife knows about this. I believe ICH can play an integral part in maintaining cultural diversity, especially in this era of rapidly growing globalization. Borders blurred and cultures mix, but at the same time, we want our rich culture to be prominent and not lost in the forces of advancement. We want to be able to safeguard elements like our oral traditions and uniquely diverse dance and musical forms, so that they may be a reference for our future generations. We want our people to know that they have intangible cultural heritage and take pride in them. Having an intricate art like Songket, recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage, not only endorses it with social importance, but also economic significance. Its recognition enhances the tourism industry in Malaysia, and Songket Sarawak contributes to cultural tourism in Sarawak, allowing us to promote our cultural heritage, arts, crafts, and tradition through it. Songket Sarawak has the potential to play a significant role in the development of a cultural heritage-based ICH links by the global community. In turn, this cultural heritage base offers the opportunity for sustainable development of ICH in Sarawak. The development of ICH in Sarawak will then help contribute to the local entrepreneur economy and enhance the growth of Sarawak's overall economy. We can encourage Songket or any other cultural item for that matter, such as Puak Kumu, as an industry. Puak Pungu is another asset that we have in terms of cultural heritage. To do this, we can create Songket centers across Sarawak, which offer spaces for production, education, and training. This will not only inject a boost of energy into the local economy, but provide a place for each community to familiarize themselves with the art of Songket. The Songket centers can then become cooperative, which help market Songket Sarawak as a product. This will allow communities to sustain their songket industry in their own district and be creative about how they want to market their songket. We then must ask, how do we encourage a market and demand for songket? This is a very crucial question. Production is one thing, but without a market, songket will still be at a standstill from an economic point of view. To help with demand, we can encourage using songket during functions like this. We can promote its using during traditional performances like the silat or dance exhibit. The advantage of songket lies in that it can be incorporated into many things. It isn't limited to attire or clothing elements. It doesn't have to be just a samping or a sarung. Songket cloth and motifs can be used on merchandise like purses or face masks, even passport covers or table runners. There's a lot of other items that can you make out of songket. Songket motif can be digitalized too. The creative industry has the chance to contribute to the sustainability of songket by innovating and digitalizing songket motifs in their design. In other words, you can simulate based on your computer. And so here we see how intangible cultural heritage is not only about safeguarding our precious heritage and having them recognized globally, it's also about allowing the community to create an economy out of this heritage. When both these things happen, safeguarding and according to economic value, then we can ensure the continuity and sustainability of our ICH from generation to generation. Saya selalu bertanya dengan isteri saya, apa masalah orang buat songket? Dia kata masalahnya ialah trade, benang. Sekarang ini susah hendak mendapat benang. Jadi dia kata di Turki ada benang. I will be sending a mission to Turkey to find out whether you got the thread or not, and therefore we can import the thread to Sarawak for you to make songket. Dia kata pula, di sini ada practitioners. Songket dia punya benang tu, dia ada quality juga. Kalau tak, dia boleh putus kalau dianyam dengan keringkam dan juga kain songket. Not bad, I also know a bit lah. This is very much in line with Sarawak post-COVID-19 Development Strategy 2030 that seek to ensure the stability of our resources, including weaving and songket. By giving added value and expanding the value chain of our songket, we are giving the opportunity for the practitioners to be part of that process to be a high-income society by 2030. If we can do this, I believe our humble songket will not be kampung item anymore, but a global item that can fetch very high price. We can draw example from the Korean kimchi, that originate from the village, but now a global item sourced by many. These are our hope, and I'm confident that one day we will arrive there if we are focused on developing the songket as a global product. In fact, this afternoon, the ambassador of Japan came to see me and represented his wife with this purse that has this motif and also just like songket. She was very happy and impressed with that particular purse from Sarawak. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, I would like to wish everyone a pleasant evening And all the best to all of you in this intangible cultural heritage endeavor. Thank you, and I wish you all the best again. Thank you very much.
Sama-sama majlis merakamkan jutaan terima kasih kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Bintun Zohari Bintun Abang Haji Openg atas ucapan beliau.
Once again, just taking some notes from the speech earlier on. It's great to see that the Songket is now going global.
Yeah.
And also a quick remark on the kimchi. I think that's also interesting to see the exchanges in the ICH around the Asia Pacific region. I think we all like to enjoy a little bit of each other's traditions and cultures.
Ya betul, dan tadi saya dengar Premier kita ada cakap yang mana nak pergi ke Turki. Mudahan lepas tu banyak lagi penggiat-penggiat songket kita yang akan menceburi bidang songket tu. Jadi Sarawak kita ada banyak produce lagi songket-songket supaya boleh pergi lebih jauh ke pasaran global, insya-Allah.
That is fantastic. Before we proceed with tonight's award ceremony, let us be treated to a medley of songs representing member countries under the Links initiative, of which Malaysia is the first partner organisation.
Dan hadirin dan hadiran sekalian, terimalah persembahan daripada wakil-wakil anggota Links.
As no guess, the first performance comes from which country?
Cuba teka.
보고 싶다 이런 Wasayani iko isalei iya Wasayani iko isalei dia isalei dia isa sobole Wasayani iko isalei dia Au sonoko wasayani iko isalei dia Kainlah yang murah, kain
tulong at ang payo nila'y sinuway mo. Di mo man lang inisip ang kanilang ginagawa'y para sa'yo. Nais mo masunod, ayaw mo, di mo sila pinapansin.
Kamalay sukami yoriyo, surka ko sinamin bila kuray. Kamalay sukami yoriyo.
Uzam kule lima gurazis, sis akejo ayo ayo, yan akejo ayo ayo. Kolam kusmi kolan lada, kurma patinggi yoyo. Kolam lada kolan lada, kurma patinggi yoyo.
Kaam yor yor, pusha kusinamin bila kuray. Kamalay sukami yor yor, pusha kusinamin bila kuray. Kamalay sukami yor yor.
Uzam kule lima gurazis, sis akejo ayo ayo, yan akejo ayo ayo. Kolam kusmi kolam lada, kurma patinggi yoyo.
Kusha pasini min bila kuray, kamalay sukami gunung biar angin mendutakan pesan, biar ibu dan ayahku tahu. Sungai dikemudi lekas biar, tak sabarku bertemu di tempat lahirku. Oh Sarawak, indah manismu tiada yang sama, menghambur senyum seluas mega, serasa damai di alam dewata. Oh Sarawak, ku hirup udaramu yang segar, senandung alam membuatku gembira, mekar selalu Sarawak ku cinta.
Itu dia persembahan daripada wakil-wakil negara anggota yang memperkenalkan kita bahasa mereka, pakaian mereka, tarian mereka, nyanyian mereka. Seronoklah. Yang saya ingat tadi, ayo, ayo. Itu je.
I think what's interesting tonight is that we can see, as what was mentioned earlier on by the Right Honourable Premier, is that with the advancement of technology, it should not bog down our ability to pass on our ICH, but instead, with the advancement of technology, you can see that we have many performers who are obviously born here and are able to actually perform the cultural heritage from the other nations as well. So a big hand to all of them for picking it up. And it's a wonderful, wonderful performance truly tonight. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on to the awards segment finally for today's event. We are looking at the first round of awards, and it is the ICH Community Awards called Sandang Warisan Songket. Now, a selection committee has decided to award these recipients for their dedication and contribution towards sustaining the beautiful craft of Songket in Sarawak. And my beautiful co-host will be announcing the recipients very shortly. But to present the awards tonight, we would like to invite the Director General of ICHCAP to be accompanied by the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak, together with the Honourable Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts Sarawak, as well as Mr. Mazuki, the President of MACBA, to go on stage for the presentation of the Community Awards. All right, Osha, how many awards are we presenting?
Malam ini kita dijangka akan menyampaikan 30.
30? 30.
Ya.
Okay.
Baiklah, tanpa melengahkan masa lagi, dengan itu, majlis ingin menjemput penerima-penerima Community Awards Sandang Warisan Songket. Dipersilakan Siti Hawa binti Saleh.
Each recipient will also be receiving a certificate as well.
Itu dia. Seterusnya, Sahad bin Musili. Penerima seterusnya, Norziana binti Adam. Norziana binti Adam dan seterusnya penerima Community Awards Mas Tuya binti Ladi. Jadi mereka ingin merakamkan foto Mas Tuya binti Ladi. Penerima seterusnya, Salmia binti Aba. Dipersilakan. Tahniah kita ucapkan. Seterusnya, Jauya binti Haji Kipli. Dipersilakan Siti Arzina binti Haji Zemi. Seterusnya Jaina binti Oje. Penerima seterusnya, Halimah binti Omar. Seterusnya, Siti Hasma Husaini. Jaoyah binti Razali. Penerima seterusnya, Akmar Wati binti Bujang. Penerima seterusnya, Hajiah Sa'ana Haji Suhaili. Seterusnya, Ramtini Waiti binti Ramli. Penerima seterusnya, Kersom binti Abu Bakar. Seterusnya, Habibah binti Ahim. Penerima seterusnya, Dayang Aminah binti Awang Ahim. Seterusnya, Dayang Masnah binti Awang Ahim. Dijemput Mas Parina binti Saleh. Seterusnya, Nur Madiah binti Saleh. Penerima seterusnya, Zainab binti Abdullah. Penerima seterusnya, Haslin binti Bujang. Seterusnya, Noraini binti Taham yang menghantar wakil. Penerima seterusnya, Kartinah binti Abdul Karim. Seterusnya, Masni binti Tanga. Yang juga turut menghantar wakil. Seterusnya, Rosita binti Adam. Turut menghantar wakil pada malam ini. Penerima seterusnya, Dayang Nur Salam binti Pangeran Persih. Seterusnya, Dayang Masalmah binti Abang Nur Saleh. Yang juga turut menghantar wakil. Seterusnya, Faridah binti Pia. Dia menghantar wakil. Penerima seterusnya, Saodah binti Tawi. Dan yang terakhir, Mariam binti Kade. Okey, Mariam binti Kade boleh menghantar wakil.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, shall we put our hands together for all the recipients of the Community Award Sandang Warisan Songket. So all 31 of them right here are practitioners, or at least they are representatives of the practitioners of the Songket craft in Sarawak. We move on now to our Humanity Awards. There are 3 recipients tonight for the Humanity Awards, and we will display them on the video before we announce our recipients. Now, our first recipient tonight is awarded the Humanity Award for her innovation and promotion of Songket Sarawak. Our recipient on the video, please. Put our hands together for our first recipient tonight. Let's invite her on stage, Datin Patinggi Puan Sri Dato' Amar Jumaani Tun Tuanku Bujang. Ladies and gentlemen, we are presenting the Humanity Award to Puan Sri for her innovation and promotion of Songket Sarawak. Let's put our hands together.
Sekalung tahniah kita ucapkan kepada Puan Sri atas usaha beliau.
All right, Puan Sri, please remain on stage with the other dignitaries. We now continue with the second Humanity Award presentation. Here is the video. Together, this Humanity Award is presented to the Honorable Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts Sarawak for his outstanding work innovative ideas and exceptional drive in safeguarding the ICH of Sarawak. Congratulations once again to the Honorable Minister. And now our final Humanity Award. Let's look at the video. Congratulations, the final Humanity Award is presented to the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak for his visionary guidance and exemplary leadership towards the development of ICH in Sarawak. Congratulations once again to all our recipients of both the Humanity and also the Community Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight would not have happened without the collaboration of ICHCAP. And with that, as a representative of our host, Sarawak, we'd like to invite the Right Honourable Premier to present a memento of appreciation to ICHCAP, represented by the Director General. If you look closely enough at the memento, it is a beautiful replica of our dun, of our State Legislative Assembly building. Yes, it's coated in 24-karat gold. It's very, very beautiful and very precious. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd now like to invite our distinguished guests to come forward for a quick photo opportunity with all the other award recipients. So, rapatkan diri, kita mengadakan satu sesi pergambaran, ya.
Sesi fotografi, ya.
Let's capture this moment together.
Rapat-rapatkan. Kita rakamkan gambar ini buat kenangan. Dan pertama kali juga majlis ini dianjurkan di sini.
We'd also like to invite all members of the head table to join in for this photo opportunity as well.
Persilakan. Yang berhormat Speaker, untuk bersama-sama. Dan itu juga dari Korea. Okey, tumpukan perhatian dekat depan, dekat kamera, senyum.
Can we have more lights out? Thank you. We'll do another 10 seconds. Another 5 seconds. Thank you very much. Once again, tahniah and congratulations to all Our award recipients dipersilakan kembali ke tempat duduk. You may be seated. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming towards the end of the evening, but it's not over yet.
Betul lah, rasanya macam kita nak tutup dia dengan persembahan lagi, boleh tak?
With a bang, and I think we want to also display our love and desire to safeguard and preserve ICH here in Sarawak. So, as our distinguished guests make their way to their seats, we are now preparing to be entertained with a few more songs in closing tonight's event. So, who do we have up next? Wow. You nak perform ke?
Boleh?
I thought she was the only one doing it tonight.
Mengganti.
No.
Tak boleh. Saya tak boleh mengganti.
Tambah.
Menambah lagi.
Boleh.
Anak murid Pak Yudi
Pak Yudi benar murid.
Dan kita nak melihat sekali lagi mereka bergabungan, berganding suara persembahan daripada Dewi Liana Seriesta.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together one more time for Dewi Liana.
Children now our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty that possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my needs. A lonely place to be. That's all I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fell, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all. It's easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself. It is the greatest love of all. I believe that children now our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty that possess inside. Oh, give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fell, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away Thank you very much. I would like to call upon Michael King.
Sarawak, Borneo, more to discover.